Hey y'all, Darius Rucker here. You know, a lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention two of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Saints for the Podcast coming at you. We are really hitting the lull in terms of the NFL free agency. It's kind of like, the draft is a month and a day away. We will be in Vegas. And free agency started, and the Saints have not done a single thing on the offensive side of the ball except bring back Jameis, bro. When that news came out, was it 2 days ago or whatever, when they signed Daniel Sorensen, I said, this is an unserious football team. And here's the thing. I don't care what role Daniel Sorensen plays. I don't care if he's playing just special teams, depth, don't care. All I know is that, one, he was the sole reason for a huge majority of the Chiefs' defensive explosive plays against them. You can find pictures, there's tweets, there's memes about this dude. So I don't care if he's everyone's like, well, he's just the new Jeff Heath. I don't care. You could have gotten him in August. Where is the fire that you got to go out right now and sign Daniel Sorensen? And yet there's no wide receiver, there's no tight end. But I want you to talk about what the point you made on Twitter, because I think it's such a salient point to where the Saints are right now. You tweeted this a couple of days ago about how negotiations with free agents are going, with how the Saints are viewed right now for players who are free agents and agents around the league. So just regurgitate that in the audio format, because I think it's very telling. I think it's so true.
I don't even remember what I tweeted, bro. What was I talking about?
It was basically, you basically said that in terms of it gets to a price point, right? And right now, the Saints have to perfect example is the Marquez Valdez Scantling situation, right? And that's what you tweeted it from, is that the Chiefs came in and just offered a little bit more, and at that point the Saints had two options, right? Because the Chiefs offered, I think their deal was 3 years, 30 million a year, so 10 million a year for Marquez Valdez Scantling, and then the Saints had an option of, do we just go over that and pay him more because we want him that badly? Or if we made our offer and we were the favorites. And here's the thing about that, right? I don't even know how true that shit is, bruh. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but there might be some things that get leaked to the media that the Saints front office just want the fans to be like, well, goddamn it, they tried and they just got outpriced, right?
It's possible.
Just saying, bro. But your point is that where the team is right now, you don't have Sean Payton. That draw was gone. So really, it's about I don't want to call them the Jags because it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. It's not like a team you don't want to play for, but it's like.
But unless Mickey kind of come up on that price point,
it's relative. It's compared to this team. Okay, why would I come to you? Give me a reason. It's anybody that's seen Ray about the movie about Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx, and he's going to like the music exec for the company he's been with, and he's telling him like, man, these other company, they about to give me my masters. I get to own my own masters, my own publishing. They give me like 30 cents a unit. Can you beat that? You know what I'm saying? Jamie Foxx like, can you beat that? And your boy like, man, look, you just can't beat that. I'm sorry. That's just what the Saints say right now. Like, they just not willing to beat it. Like they can beat it if they want to. They can pay a little more. But I think internally they kind of feel like they can create offense like Sean Payton did with Amazon delivery drivers and DoorDash delivery and you name it. You know what I'm saying? Like just dudes. That's what I think that's really what they feel. I think they feel like they got it like that. You know what I'm saying? After these couple of years of what we've seen on tape, they still feel that way. Dummies.
There's no way, Ryan. There's no way that they can look at themselves in the mirror, or even
they just showed us.
It's criminal, bro. It's criminal because right now, and I know the season's not starting right now, right? I get that. There's still some free agents, bro. Like, I want a Cole Beasley. Do you know how gross that feels to say out loud? It feels gross.
Gross.
But
if they went out there and overpaid for somebody in week 1 and overpaid them and it's just gross, you know what? I'd have been like, at least they out there. They see that what the issue is and they try to address it. I'd have been like, okay.
Like so let me ask you this. Like we try to keep this episode short, but you brought out that point in terms of like the first wave of free agency. If they would have went out and got Christian Kirk with $18 million or whatever it is a year.
Gross,
right?
You know what? Hey, they see the problem.
Thank you. Thank you. But because right now, we're not even sure these niggas see the problem. Like, I get they were in the hunt for MVS, and then earlier, Adam Schefter, as soon as Jarvis Landry got it, he said the teams that were most interested in Jarvis Landry was the Chiefs and the Saints. Well, the Chiefs already just signed MVS. And Jarvis Landry was living in La La Land, 1 in 20 million a year. I don't know what he's thinking.
No,
but right now, the Saints wide receiver core is Michael Thomas, who hasn't played in 2 years, Deontay Hardy / Harris, who, while has shown flashes, typically because of his size, always gets hurt. Marquez Callaway, Lil Jordan Humphrey, and the 7th rounder whose name I forgot that they drafted last draft.
I don't even remember.
Quan Baker.
Quan Baker, yeah.
That's it, bro.
Nothing next year.
That's it. That is the wide receivers as of right now.
That's just shameful, bro. That's shameful.
Like I mean, I know they probably see tight end as being a huge need, but you got Finding Nemo, you got Juwan Johnson, and you got Nick Bennett.
All them tight ends they had out there. I mean, is Ertz still out there? Go get Ertz.
No, I think he re-signed with
He re-signed. He sure did.
Cardinals. He re-signed with the Cardinals.
Hooper out there. He gone.
Gone. Gronk don't know if he want to continue to play football.
Gronk ain't coming to the Saints.
No. He shouldn't.
Why would he want to come to the Saints?
I guess the frustration and you kind of tweeted it a little, not tweeted it, but you kind of expressed your frustration in our Saints Twitter Discord. It's just like, what are these dudes doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they doing?
What are they doing, man? It's unbelievable to me because I was just sitting there thinking about it. Like, after what we watched last year, they just think it's all Gucci. Like, it's just Gucci. We good. Like, even defensively. Like, it wouldn't be the route I would go. But like I talked about on the Discord, it's like, if they went out and just said, okay, you know what? This is a defensive head coach. We are going to build the best fucking defense in the NFL. We're going to get Quan back. We're going to re-sign Marcus Williams.
PJ.
Bring PJ back. We're going to get a defensive tackle. I don't know, it's Sue or DJ Jones or whatever. Just, a big clock. We're going to build like a 8-man defensive line rotation.
That's just going to go. Because it's not how a lot of teams have success in the NFL, but you can just look at the 49ers, right?
Right.
I mean, Kyle Shanahan won games, especially late in the season. Jimmy G was terrible, but what? They had a
ferocious D-line.
And then defensively, they had a ferocious defensive line. Their secondary started playing kind of above their heads, and the running game was great. That's
if that's what they wanted to do, if they went and signed 2 running backs and a bunch of defense, look, not the approach I would take, but I would at least say, hey, they got a vision. They got a vision. They're attacking that vision, and that's what they're doing, and I respect it. But they're not even doing that. It's like, what did they do? It? They replace. You there?
I'm here. Sorry, I'm for anyone who's listening. I'm having mic issues for whatever reason this evening.
Okay. But like I was saying, okay, what do? They replace Marcus Williams with a lower graded Marcus Williams that's coming off an Achilles injury and looking at a DUI. They go get basically a defensive end, defensive tackle with, some upside, just kind of an upside type of contract. That's pretty much it. Like, so your defense, from all intents and purposes, is going to take a step back. Not to mention, like I talked about on a couple of podcasts a while ago, Dennis Allen's going to be the head coach now. He's not going to be able to sit there and tinker with the defense day in and day out like he used to. He's going to have to run the whole team. So, I know they got good people in place like Ryan Nielsen and Christian Richard, but we don't know if the defense is just going to just be a top 3 defense again. We don't know that, especially with the losses they have. So, that could take a step back. So, if the defense takes a step back, then you're really looking at, a 6-win season.
Bro,
with the way the offense built.
I keep tweeting it, and I keep putting in the Discord, bro. Like right now, this team feels like a 6-7 win team.
I mean, prove me wrong. Like, I mean, you can't prove something in the future, but like, show me why I'm wrong. Like, tell me why.
Not to mention, like speaking of not adding anything on offense, let's not forget that the running back's probably going to miss anywhere from 4 to 6 to 8 games.
Please. And we know how, I mean, when America, we lost every game Alvin Kamara missed last year.
Come on, talk about
it. I know, and people, you can blame Trevor Siemian, but if you watch those games, it wasn't 100% on Trevor Siemian. You know what I'm saying? It was the fact that we had to pull it all on Trevor Siemian back, when the defense needed us to score points. And we couldn't, because you had Trevor Siemian and we didn't have a running back. You running around there with Tony Jones Jr. and all that. And they haven't addressed that. They haven't even tried to address the running back position.
And they're like, bro, they could have signed Mostert, who went to Miami. He's always hurt, but they could have signed Mostert. You know who's out there right now? Melvin Gordon.
Sitting there, chilling.
Just sitting there chilling.
Would be a great signing.
Could have signed Rashad Penny, excuse me. Nothing. Just crickets. So anyway, we're not going to regurgitate all the things we talked about, but if you're a fan, Saints fan that's listening to this podcast right now, we know draft hasn't happened, and that's part of the reason why we're doing this podcast. We're going to be getting into some mock draft simulators. But as of right now, whatever expectations you had for the season, please lower them. Please lower them. And I don't know, maybe this is the Saints' way of – because here's the thing. I don't know if these dudes think they're like still contenders and they're like, oh, we just gotta get our guys back, blah, blah. Or is this saying, you know what, maybe we just take a step back and reevaluate. Maybe we're not at the punching weight we used to be at, have a soft reset type of move. Because if that's what it is, then it's like, okay, like I get it, right? I get it. But I think as a fan, to completely have one of the worst offenses last year, and I get quarterbacks were in and out and whatever, but a lot of that too was on the weapons or lack thereof. And off season that started, and there hasn't been a single offensive signing, bro. Not a single one. Like I've said it before. It is negligent. It is malpractice. I love the fact that when I posted our podcast episode on fucking Saints Report, a guy who like a staff of the forum there or whatever was like, oh, malpractice, like negligent. Obviously, you're just looking for clicks and clout and what? Dude, shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I love our listeners, but we don't care who the fuck listens to this podcast. Like this is not why we do this.
Hey, we will do it to please listeners. That's not the reason we do this.
No. It was like I'm not gonna even entertain this. You're just looking like I was just like, okay, bro, like, okay, whatever.
We are here for the listeners that agree with us.
Yeah, don't fucking go kick rocks. All right, I just want to say one quick thing.
Oh no, go ahead.
Speaking of the offseason, this nightmare offseason that Saints have had. The Deshaun Watson press conference on Friday.
I refuse to watch it, bro.
Please don't. But I didn't watch it. I saw maybe 2 like videos from it, but the rest I just saw like the quotes. Any Saints fan that was on board with bringing him in, like I really hope you either saw that press conference or you read some things from that press conference.
Go and watch that. Go and watch that.
Please. Because it was embarrassing. It was disgusting. The fact that the Haslam, I think Jimmy Haslam said he talked to one of his adult daughters and consulted with. Like it was just gross.
He said he gave the decision to his daughters.
Gross, bruh.
What? Like that is the most scummy. Like if you like one of them people that just like hate white billionaire CEOs, like that's some of the most scummiest shit I ever heard, bro. Like that should be like fire in your wind if you ever read that shit. Like, I'm not even one of the people. I'd be like, go Bezos. Like that's me. But that shit, that's the scummiest shit I ever heard in my life, dog. Like that shit was terrible.
Nasty.
But kind of away from the Deshaun, I'll just back to the FA right quick. I mean, anybody that follow the Saints knows they approach with musts, needs, and wants. They approach the offseason like that. And usually free agency will tell you what their musts are. So, judging from this free agency, must was 1, quarterback, and 2, a free safety. That's it. That was their must. Wide receiver is not on their must. Might not even be on their need list. Might be just a want. And wants, they usually attack that in the draft. So if you're thinking, they're just going to go hard in the draft, no. It just means if the right player shows up at the spot, they might go get them in the 2nd and 3rd round. As we move forward, I really don't think they're going to take a wide receiver in the 1st round, bro.
I don't know, bro.
Really don't.
I don't. Nope. I could see it being if it's like Chris Olave. I could see it because of like the Ohio.
If it's like a really good player like that,
like Ohio State, that type of thing. Like I could see it. It makes a lot of sense. But other than that, man, like I'm just gonna like I watched like a Jamison Williams, like all his best plays last season, like a YouTube video. I didn't even I didn't even seek it out, right? It's just one of those things, you go on YouTube and like the algorithm and all that. And like it was on my algorithm and it started playing automatically. And I watched it and I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why?
Man.
Why?
Because he would not be selected by the Saints. It ain't happening.
No chance. There's no chance.
It's too smart. Like that's what would be the smart thing to do. But
no, yeah. But speaking of draft season, we do this. Well, I say this like we've been doing this for a long time. We did this last year, where we did the mock draft simulator. So we're gonna do 2 mock draft simulators. One from Pro Football Network, the other one from Pro Football Focus. I did 3 rounds, but going kind of fast. So we just want to see that in these mocks, who are going to be there. And then Ryan and I will have a discussion about who we should draft, and we'll make a consensus decision and go with that. All right. So let's start with the Pro Football Network mock draft first. Let me make sure we have the Saints selected. This is great podcasting because people can't see. So I'm going to go through like the picks as they happen. And so if there's anything super surprising. Okay. Number 1, Jag goes Aiden Hutchinson, edge. However, there's a lot of talk that the Jags might go Trayvon Walker from Georgia. So it's heating up. Just saying. Number 2, the Lions go Kayvon Thibodeau. Number 3, Texans go Evan Neal. Number 4, the Jets go with Trayvon Walker, edge out of Georgia. Number 5, Garrett Wilson goes to the Giants, which makes no sense, but okay. So right now the Panthers are coming up at pick number 6. They could take one of the quarterbacks that could mess up things for the Saints. Let's see what happens. Number 6, nope. They go Equan. I can't. The offensive tackle from North Carolina State. Number 7, the Giants go Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame. Number 8, no. The Falcons go Jermaine Johnson, edge, Florida State. Number 9, Malik Willis is still on the board. Just went to the Seahawks, to the Seahawks. Malik Willis is off the board. As of right now, we're in the same draft room. Do you want to trade up to try to get anyone at any point, or you just want to let the draft come to us?
Let it roll.
All right. Number 10, the Jets' second first-round pick, they go Derek Stingley. The Washington Commanders go Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati. 12, thank God. The Vikings go Jordan Davis. Don't even have to consider him. Bye. Get off my fucking list. 13, the Texans go George Karlaftis, the edge from Purdue. 14, Ravens. The Ravens go Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa. 15, Eagles go Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. Pairing him with Devontae Smith. Can Jalen Hurts give them the ball? Probably not, but you just build your team. Great pick, bro. It's a great pick. And then they have another one right after at 16. Oh, Eagles went Matt Correal, quarterback, Mississippi. That's a little spicy.
Here's where I trade up.
17. So right now the Chargers just went Zion Johnson, guard, Boston College. We're on the clock. The Bengals are offering us to trade all the way to 32. Gonna decline that. Do you agree to decline that?
Yeah.
31. Jags want to trade. Nope, I'm declining that. The Lions are offering us the last pick of the first round, pick 32, and they would trade us the Rams' first round pick next year. That seems like a terrible trade because the Rams would likely be picking towards the bottom of the first round next year.
No.
If it was their first round pick next year,
then we can talk. Yeah,
then that's a different discussion. So we're rejecting this. We're on the clock. We have our pick of Kenny Pickett. There's Chris Olave on the board. There's Drake London.
Pickett.
Not even a discussion.
Just get Kenny Pickett, man. I was ready to trade up for him. So.
He just fell right into the Saints' lap. Why did I go ahead? Oh, was it Kenny Pickett? Boom, drafted. Chris Olave went to the Packers, by the way. That would be nasty.
That I could see it happening easily.
Drake London went to the Chiefs, pick 30. Traylon Burks still on the board. The Falcons traded up to pick 31 to draft Traylon Burke. Okay, so now we're in round 2. See. Nope. The Lions went Desmond Riddler, got their quarterback of the future. So we have our the Saints as of right now, we have our quarterback of the future. We do not have a wide receiver. So now we're on the clock. Pick 49, the second round pick. The Cardinals are offering us to move down 6 slots, and we would get their next year's third. Okay, rejecting that. No, and I don't even want. The Titans are offering us to go from pick 49 to pick 90, and we get their second and their third next year. That's a long way down, bro.
Long way down. We got enough picks down there. We're good.
All right. So we got a quarterback of the future. There's some wide receivers on the board that we kind of like. I know we both like George Pickens, one of Greg Cosell's favorite wide receivers. Jahan Dotson still on the board. Oh God, we can go some ways with this pick. If it was me, if this is just me, I would say I would be banging the table for George Pickens right now.
Me too. I love him. Love him more than Drake London.
Oh yeah,
I love George Pickens, man.
Not
a ton of tape on him, but I know why. Send that shit in. That's easy.
Boom. Drafted. All right. So as of right now, just doing this mock draft simulator, the Saints, Ryan and I as GMs, we drafted Kenny Pickett at 18 overall. Pick 49, we drafted George Pickens, wide receiver, Georgia. We've been 2 picks has completely changed the whole offensive tenor of the team, bro. Just 2 picks.
You change the future. Change the future. So we don't even care. I wouldn't even I start Jameis this year and let him cook and see where it goes. But eventually you're gonna be 6 and 8 or whatever, and out the playoffs, or maybe in the wild card, and you don't get in the wild card, and you stick old Kenny in there, man, and see where it goes, bro.
Okay, so we're on the clock, pick 98. The Rams are offering us to move down 6 slots, and they're giving us another pick at 175 to move down 6 slots.
I'm not moving down, man, because the Saints ain't gonna move down.
Right, you just like Mickey, bro.
They moving down, bro.
All right, so we got our quarterback, we got our wide receiver. So if you look at quote unquote the big board as of right now is Cameron Thomas is a edge rusher from San Diego State. He's still on the board. In theory, they could double up on wide receiver. Romeo Dubs, wide receiver Nevada's on the board. Our guy, Greg Dulcich, is on the board right now. But let's look at.
You don't say no more, bro.
Nope, send it in, bro.
Greg, man. Our dude Eric, who that homo gonna love him.
He's an handsome dude, bro.
He gonna love him, bro.
Okay, so we're also on the clock again at pick 101. And again, 3 picks. 3 picks in this draft, right? 18, we went Kenny Pickett. We got the quarterback of the future, assuming he works out. Pick 49, we got George Pickens, who at least if healthy can be a low-end wide receiver 2 and take some pressure off of Michael Thomas.
Right.
And then at pick 98, we got a playmaking tight end that actually
basically a wide receiver. Basically.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this pick, I want to look at tackles. Let's see like what tackles are on the board. I don't know any of these guys, to be honest, but I'm just going by like where they are. Like the 110th tackle is available, or the 110th player in the draft is available, and he's a tackle, and we're picking at 101. So that's like kind of a slight reach. But you know who's on the board right now?
Who that?
James Cook.
Kimmy.
Boom. Done. Done, bro.
Offense set, bro. Offense is set. Will it work out? Don't know. But your offense is set.
We netted Kenny Pickett, quarterback of the future. George Pickens, wide receiver, Georgia. Greg Dulcich, tight end, playmaking tight end. Running back, James Cook. Pair him with AK. He could spill for AK when he, during the suspension. Simple. Now, not really simple, but like it can be simple. Like completely changes just the fucking tenor of the team.
But we know it won't go like that. We know.
We do. When I saw Jordan Davis got off the board, bro, I was hyped. I was like, yes, get him off the board. So that was the Pro Football Network mock draft simulator. We're gonna do one more as we finish up. This is going to be the Pro Football Focus mock simulator. These actually give you grades because they grade each pick compared to like where you drafted a player and where they are on their quote unquote board. So we'll start this one. All right, on the clock. Jags on the clock. Oh, gotta start the draft. Whoops. Okay, starting the draft. Jags on the clock. Aiden Hutchinson. Lions. Kayvon Thibodeau. Texans. Kyle Hamilton. Jets. Evan Neal. Tackle. Giants. Equan Equino. Tackle. The Panthers went, let me scroll up. Panthers went Derek Stingley Jr., bro. They go cornerback, 2 back-to-back drafts, bro. The Giants just went Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati.
Ooh, they need that.
So right now, the Falcons on the clock and Seattle's on the clock, right? So on our last mock we just did, we just waited, bro. We just let the draft come to us. We got Kenny Pickett at 18. Malik Willis is on the board. Let's resume. Let's see if the Falcons take him at 8. Pick 8. Nope. Charles Cross. They went tackle. Falcons went tackle at pick 8. Seahawks. 9 is Malik. Oh, they went Trayvon Walker and Georgia. 18. So we got the Commanders at 11. And we got the Vikings at 12. We're sitting at 18. Should we try to move from 18 to 10 and trade with the Jets? And if we can just give up next year's first, should we try to move up and get Malik?
Go for it.
Okay, let's see. We're going to offer 10. They get 18, and they get our first rounder next year. Let's see. Offer trade. Oh, we're on the clock. Oh,
boom.
Let's go get him.
Go get Malik, baby.
Boom. Done. Woo. I'm excited.
Good. You're good. You still got more picks.
So here's what makes that deal worth it to me. If you can just give up next year's first to go from 18 to 10 and get Malik, bro, that's a home run, man. Like you're
good. Because if you want a first, you can get a first. You can get a first.
Yes.
You can trade up next year with a future pick. You can trade a player. You can trade, Maurice Davenport. I don't know. I don't know who else. But you can get a first if you really, really need one next year. But you get your quarterback, it's good. You all right.
It matters. Nothing else matters if you get a quarterback, bro. Not a single thing matters. So now we just waiting. See any notable picks. Treylon Burks went to the Bills. Interesting. Jameson Williams again goes to the Eagles in this draft. And a pick I don't think they would make because it doesn't make a lot of sense. The Chargers drafted Drake London. Where did Kenny Pickett go? Oh, he didn't go in the first round. Oh, my trip. No, he did not go in the first round. Kenny Pickett got drafted by the Texans at 37 in the second round in this draft. So we coming up. We got 8 picks ahead of us. Desmond Riddler went to the Seahawks in the second round. I don't know any of these players. Nope. Okay, I know who Christian Harris is. Linebacker. Okay, one more team picking above us. All right, so we got a quarterback of the future. Right now, just per what the best player available is Jalen Petrie. He's a quarterback from Baylor. But I kind of want to see who's left on the wide receiver board. So this is interesting to me. Pick 49, just like it was in the last draft, we had George Pickens just sitting there, but also Christian Watson's available too. I think for Malik, because remember, we just drafted Malik Willis at 10. With Malik's skill set, I think him having a player like Christian Watson,
I agree,
helps him a lot. A big, physical receiver that can win jump balls, has a big catch radius. Malik's accuracy is good, but sometimes it goes a little off sometimes.
Yeah,
so I think maybe drafting Christian Watson instead of George Pickens, and we both love George Pickens, but Christian Watson, I think that would be a good pick to pair with Malik.
I agree.
Right. Send it in. Christian Watson. I really hope that if anyone listens to this podcast on Airline, if just one of these things happen, just one, bro, just one. Also, of course, in this mock, the fucking Steelers drafts George Pickens. Of course they do.
Ball out.
Because that's what they do, bro. They just draft great wide receivers all the fucking time. All the time. It's annoying.
So annoying.
Oh, Trey McBride, my favorite tight end, just got drafted by the Bucs. Oh, our homeboys, the Dolphins fan we met in the Senior Bowl. He just got that tackle he really liked. He just got drafted. The big tackle from Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
A lot of teams picking ahead of us. Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. Then I want to ask you to, after this is done, I'm going to ask you to compare which mock draft you prefer, with the one we just did or the one we're doing right now. Are there any players in this upcoming draft that you just want to avoid like the plague?
You know, I haven't really run into a lot of those this draft. A lot of the defensive ends scare me. I don't think we'll go that way, but I mean, from the Saints is showing, they love them some DEs.
Love them, bro. Oh, your homie David Bell just got drafted by the Bills.
That's one I don't like. I just got a bad feeling about that dude. I watched him, I was like, and it was the fact that I could see Sean Payton or Drew Brees loving him really made me like, I don't like this guy. Like I just get a Ty Montgomery feel from him. Not the same player, obviously, but just that type of player. Like he's probably gonna play 10 years and just never do nothing significant, bro. Just like 10 years and 8,000 yards or something, but play for like 9 teams. Just like yeah.
All right, so we're on the clock. So we drafted our quarterback of the future. We drafted a wide receiver to be paired with him. Going by Pro Football Focus's like big board, their best player still up on the board is Khalil Shakir. He's a wide receiver from Boise State. There's a highly rated tackle that I have not seen a single snap of his. His name is Zach Tom from Wake Forest. It says Tom, this is their profile on him. Tom is arguably the most athletic interior offensive line prospect in this class. He is so sudden in his ability to mirror, helping him earn a 92.1 pass blocking grade last season. That's from Pro Football Focus.
Thanks right there, boy.
Bro, doesn't it? Let me pull up. I'm not on the clock. I want to pull up just like running backs and tight ends to see. Oh, there it is. So tight ends, we got Isaiah Likely still on the board. Jeremy Rucker, he's a tight end from Ohio State, as well as a guy I really like, but he's having like a terrible fucking draft process. Jalen Watermeyer, Texas A&M, having a horrible draft process. So in this situation, also James Cook, Brian Robinson, running backs on the board. In this situation, there is a need at tackle, right? We didn't go tackle in the last draft. What would you think should be the pick at 9?
I go with that athletic tackle, man.
Zach Tom. Send it. So then we're going to be on the clock in one more pick. So we're on the clock again. We have an option to go tight end. We have an option to go running back. We also
Cook's
probably might
go get him.
go get James Cook. All right.
Get him.
Done. So this again, PFF will grade us. So let's see what they grade us in this draft. All right. So our trade of trading from 10 or from 18 to 10 and only giving up next year's first, that grade was an A. Us drafting Malik Willis, they gave us a B. Us drafting Christian Watson, they gave us a C+. Us drafting Zach Tom, a C-. Us drafting James Cook, a B-. Our overall draft grade, which means nothing, was an A-. Okay.
Beautiful.
So let's stack these up against each other. Our first mock draft we did Pro Football Network Simulator. We ended up without trading at all. We ended up with Kenny Pickett at 18, George Pickens at 49, Greg Dulcich, guest of our podcast, at 98, tight end, James Cook at 101, running back Georgia. Versus PFF's mock draft we traded from 18 to 10, went up and got Malik, gave up next year's first round pick. Round 2, we went Christian Watson. Round 3, we went Zach Tom, tackle, Wake Forest. So hopefully he can play one of the tackle positions and that be set. And then again, we ended with James Cook and our second third round pick of the draft. Which draft do you prefer?
It might surprise you, but I would be excited about the first one.
I agree.
Just because.
This is coming from someone who loves Malik. I love Malik.
Yeah, I love Malik, but there is a risk. There's a risk there. It's a big risk. Because we've seen these guys come out that never, they don't know anything about taking a snap under center. He needs a lot of work. He is talented, and I think he has the right head on his shoulder to overcome all the things that he's going to confront. But I think it's going to take just a little time. But he's going to ball out, man. Like, he's going to ball out. But something about Kenny Pickett, bro, I just feel like he got that franchise quarterback just, he's just going to do it right, man. And I don't think he probably will never be like a top 3 quarterback or anything like that. But I think he's just one of those guys that's always going to hover around top 12 to top 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really good, but not great. And I think, for the Saints, I think that'll be a good deal. Whereas Malik, and I think with the additions, not just Kenny Pickett, but I think, with Pickens and Greg Dulcich and
man, you give Pickett, bro, you give Pickens, Dulcich with Mike Thomas.
You got
and
something.
AK, bro.
You got some for the next couple of years. That's what I'm saying.
Man. You do. I agree.
Whereas, with the other one, I think it'll work out too. But, I think it'll just be a little more tough sledding a little bit for Malik. But, just the way it worked out. But, I still prefer Malik as far as like my number 1 quarterback. But I think, Pickens, man, like, I think he like what Mac Jones did for like the Patriots last year.
He is so, and it's funny because like he's a better prospect than Mac Jones. I know the hand thing is
yeah. I know what you're saying.
Like he is a future. I watched me and you watched a lot of Mac Jones last season, and I watched a lot of Kenny Pickett this season, and he's a better prospect than Mac Jones. And Mac Jones, I think you said it perfectly when we were texting like a week or so ago. You said that, quarterbacks like Kenny Pickett and Mac Jones, they get drafted where they should get drafted, right? Like,
yeah.
I do think Kenny is going to just slide a bit. I don't know what that slide is going to look like. That could be late first, or not first. It could be like towards like the end of top 10. But at some point, I get a feeling that a team is going to trade up for him. I don't know if it's the Saints. It may be like that whole Steelers connection of like Pittsburgh, and he played at Pittsburgh. Something's just going to happen, but he's a good quarterback prospect. And I think we talked about this last year with Mac Jones. The pendulum has just swung so much from like the pocket passers are just so
exactly
like, just ancient, bro, like adequated, like ugh. And it's like there's still some value to being like a pocket passer in the NFL. Like it can work. You can win from the pocket if you are good, right? Like I think Aaron Rodgers is a perfect example. Like he does not like to scramble. He does not like to scramble. He does most of his damage from the pocket. And I'm not comparing Kenny Pickett to Aaron Rodgers, anything like that. I'm just saying like that pendulum has just swung. Like it's like, oh, my quarterback got to make plays off script. Like, do people forget about that Kenny Pickett scramble for a touchdown with the fake slide? Like, he's athletic. So, but I agree with you. If you could get this first draft, and if going back to, and I don't in the Pro Football Focus draft, Kenny Pickett dropped to the second round. There's no way Kenny Pickett drops to the second round. There's no way. None. I think some of that is because PFF's big board is not high on him, because that's typically how like the AI works in situations like this.
Yeah,
there's no way.
They just heavily weight college production, and depending on a position that could work against or for some players, and but for quarterback, they can kind of work against you because you just have more negative plays the more you play. You know what I'm saying? So Kenny Pickett played a lot, so he's gonna have more negatives, and it'll drop him a little bit. But overall, when you just look, if you transition him to the NFL, man, it just, I don't know, man. It seems seamless to me. Like I could just look at him and tell like he's gonna be a fine NFL quarterback. How high his ceiling is, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll be top 5 or anything, but it could be. I don't know.
We talked about it a little bit in our Discord. Like the hand thing is like the fumbles is a concern, right? Like He has fumbled a lot in college. And I'm sure he started asking questions, getting questions asked about that. Interesting to say that. Interesting. He did like an interview with someone for an article, and he mentioned that the Saints was like his toughest interview. And I'm like,
I thought that was very fascinating. I don't know what to say about it.
Is Jeff Ireland out there asking questions again, bro? Like,
Jeff Ireland, like, man, you got small hands, bro. Like, how big is it, bro?
Just completely inappropriate, bro. What is
do women talk about your small hands?
Why do you sound like Hannibal Lecter?
That's just the voice I picture. Like,
Anyway, we got a month away. A month away from the draft. We'll be in Vegas when the draft is happening. We're very much looking forward to it. We might try to get. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed yet, and I hope I'm not like spilling news, but like maybe around the NFL guys are going to be there. Might have a little intersection. I'm saying, just say, I don't know, man.
Dope.
Just say it. Mark already trying to see if he can extend his trip an extra day so he could come to us for dinner on Friday night. I'm just saying, bro. Anyway, as people, as fans who do this podcast, we hear you, bro, because the non kind of sitting in the hands that the Saints are doing is very frustrating. As soon as we have some news to talk about, if it's Cole Beasley, Eric Ebron, can we get somebody like on offense, bro? Just one person.
Bro, we dive for Eric Ebron at this point. That's poverty, bro.
Damn, bro. Like, a niggas asking, like, can we get Eric Ebron in the building? Like, that is sick. Sick. Anyway, we try to keep this one short. If you had a long weekend or if you're off tomorrow, I don't know. Oh, that's right. I'm in California. Like, no one besides California celebrates Cesar Chavez Day. So, my bad. Anyway, no one is off tomorrow except for me. But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. We really appreciate it tremendously. As the draft gets closer, we'll try to start ramping up content. I did reach out to Tony Pauline. We're trying to potentially set up a time where he could come on and talk about the draft, talk about if he's hearing anything Saints news related or anything like that. But Tony's on that circuit, bro. Pro days. He's working. But thank everyone for listening to us. We really do appreciate you guys. And we'll be back when we have something to talk about. With that, we're out.
Peace.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.